Now it's there. Okay. Can I go back or not? Yeah? Ah. Okay. And loud. Okay. I'm not so loud. Yeah. I first want to thank you for having me here again. And it's really a nice scenery here and a nice environment. My name is Geert Wilms. I'm from Agriculture Innovation Brabant, and that's a partnership of the regional government in Brabant and the farmers organization ZLTO. And we are public-private partnership, and we're already there for 25 years, and we support innovation for farmers. And we do that by supporting them with money, with a network, and with knowledge. And of course, you know that the Netherlands, as said before, is a European, a world economic agricultural power, and it now has an agri-food positive trade balance of 28 billion euros. So the export last year was almost 100 billion euros. So it's an important sector in the Netherlands. Where I come from, in the south of the Netherlands, I come from, say I have two partners. That's the farmers organization ZLTO. That's a farmers organization with more than 12,000 farmers cooperating together. And in the south of the Netherlands, agri-food is important too. But it's a dense region there, and it's a region of 5,000 square kilometers, and that's 5 million strammas, and half of it is used by agriculture. But we also have 2.5 million inhabitants, 600,000 cows, 25 million chickens, and 5 million pigs. So it's a really dense region. If you look at the Dutch system of, the innovation system, the development of the innovation system after World War II, it was the slogan was never hunger again. So the innovation system was a technology transfer system. The approach was a technology transfer, and researchers did research, and they transferred the knowledge to the farmers, and they implemented at the farm. Nowadays, it's more a circular innovation system. It's a more an approach of enabling and creating an innovative environment for farmers and for scientists too. And the role of farmers in that period from 60 till now, so that's more than 50 years, first they were adopters of technology, and now they are partners in innovation. So the change of the role of farmers was enormous. And also the role of researchers was very great, because they were the developers of knowledge, and now they are partners of the farmers to enhance innovation, and not to research, but enhance innovation. So it started as a linear model, the technology transfer, that's 50 years ago, to become more efficient as farmers, and also to scale up farming, because we had to have more food, because we didn't want to be hungry anymore. So it's really a technology transfer approach. And what you see nowadays, that there's more balance between the role of the farmers, the academia, and also the government. And you see the change, the farmers and the entrepreneurs are now more in the lead than the scientists before. Now the farmers and the businesses are in the lead. And there's also, you see that the farmers are in the lead. You also see that by, the locations. First you had 20, 30 years ago, you had research stations that the research was done there, and now the research is done with farmers on their farms. So the location is moving towards the farmer and not to the research station. And what all will also change, it was not to scale up and to become more efficient, but now it's more towards smarter and more added value. And that's a big change in the Netherlands also. And what we call now the agriculture innovation system, we call it the triple helix, and say it's a more balanced approach with a more balance between the different actors. So the government has a role, the science, the academia has a role, and the farmers, but it's more in balance. And we have all kinds of pictures of this triple helix. Here you see another one. It's based on collaboration, and it always should be a win-win situation for all of the actors. So for the government, and for the academia, and for the entrepreneurs. And now I want to share some examples which we have seen in the last 10, 20 years, what can happen and what can be accomplished with these three: government, academia, and farmers, entrepreneurs working together. This is one example is precision agriculture. That's a practice center that's with Van der Boer potatoes. That's a potato grower with 500 hectares. That's 5,000 strammas. And he is developing a precision farm, and that's in cooperation with the Technical University of Eindhoven, with Wageningen University, but also with the farmers' organization ZLTO, and also with the regional, national, and international government. And the government is a facilitating organization here, facilitating, in this case, by funding, by funding with euros. And you see here also international groups, like here a group 2 years ago from around here, from Greece, visited this farm. This is another example, completely different from the first one. That's 20 years ago it started, an agri-food cluster. So 20 years ago, that was in the western part of our region. It was an area of 5,000 strammas, so 500 hectares, and it developed into an agri-food cluster. And here you see a picture. It's almost full now, with lots of greenhouses and also a sugar beet company. This was developed in cooperation with Kosen, that's a beet company, but also a potato company. It has a turnover of 2 billion euros, so it's a big company. And with the province of North Brabant involved, with the farmers' organization, and also knowledge institutes. It's located between Rotterdam and Antwerp, so it's a very interesting location. And the investment 20 years ago were, say, estimated 1.6 billion euros, so it was a big project. And the starting point was synergy between greenhouse horticulture and also agri-food companies, especially the sugar beet company. And the situation now, that's 20 years later, it now has 330 hectares of greenhouses, so that's not 200 hectares of greenhouses, so that's 2,000 strammas. And it has also a business park. Next to the beet company, it also has other companies involved. And for example, in the greenhouse horticulture, up to now 400 million euros were invested. And they were invested by private companies. And you see also a new knowledge institute that Kosen Food Technology Center was, planted there. The Kosen, the company, they developed this technology center. Here you see some pictures. On the left side above, you see the sugar beet company. It's a big company. It's, I think, the biggest sugar beet company in Europe. On the left side, you see also the say, the development of the greenhouses. And you see energy is an important thing. So we also have 12 wind turbines developed over there. And especially for energy and water, there is lots interaction between the greenhouses and the sugar beet company. Here you have example 3. That's a cooperation between farmers, between Bavaria, which make beer, and water. And the goal 5 years ago was to reduce the wastewater of the brewery for agriculture. And now after 5 years, 1.5 million cubic meters, so that's a lot of water. Wastewater is now reused from Bavaria in agriculture, and it's now available for the agriculture sector. And this was in cooperation with also the water board in the region and also the regional government, and with, of course, Bavaria and farmers. And with 20 participating farmers, all of them have now a drainage system, so then they can reuse the water, the wastewater from Bavaria. And the last 2 years, the yield was increased by between 10 and 20%, and also Bavaria had a win situation because they don't have to pay taxes anymore to get rid of their wastewater because it's reused. Here you see some pictures, and here you also see on the left side below, you see the guy on the left is the CEO of Bavaria, and on the right side you see our Minister of Infrastructure. So there's also involvement of the national government here. The last example is a bit smaller example. That's a cooperation with a knowledge institute, the Design Academy in Eindhoven. You see on the right side below, you see students of the Design Academy, and they are working together with farmers and to make more innovative products. For example, left side below, that's a leek producer, a farmer that produces leek, and they now make packaging material from the waste of the leek. So the leek is packaged in the waste of the leek. And the farmer, together with a designer, developed that new material. And also here you see on the right side above, you see also that's a farmer. And the woman is the Minister of Health. And they are also cooperating together. And the minister also interested in this kind of approach of innovation, designers and farmers making new products, adding value to products. And now I want to wrap up. Say, for innovation, for sustainable innovation, you need 3 triangles of the triple helix, and that's the government. And the government should have a vision and a strategy, and also facilitating with euros or with funding. You need the academia. The academia, they put in the scientific fundament, but also the creativity, like with the designers. And of course, the farmers and entrepreneurs are needed because you have to put it into practice and to really do something and act. Thank you for your attention.